Ladies and gentlemen, ODM party has suspended all coalition talks with President William Ruto's UDA party. And the reason nobody is telling you is actually bigger than you think. In this video, I want to break down exactly what happened inside that Central Management Committee meeting, which was chaired by none other than Oburu Odinga, and why ODM party is suspending all the coalition talks and what it means for Kenya ahead of 2027 general election.
The Central Committee noted with concern the goings-on and the unwarranted public utterances by some senior officials of the UDA party aimed at causing anxiety and disquiet among our members. As a party that believes in its principles, ideology, and the foundation on which it was founded, we demand respect from the UDA party.
And the ODM party issued 3 orders to their members. The first order is to halt campaigns. All ODM members have been directed to immediately stop campaigning for William Samoei Arap Ruto. I don't know how this will be effected because most of these ODM leaders have always been at the forefront campaigning for William Samoei Arap Ruto. And number 2, they're also saying that ODM party will field a presidential candidate in 2027. Ladies and gentlemen, do you think ODM party can produce a serious presidential candidate ahead of 2027 presidential elections in the Republic of Kenya? Because I remember in December, Oburu Odinga said this.
I want to make it absolutely clear that our constitution already has a presidential candidate for our party. And that presidential candidate is clearly stated in the constitution of our party. And it is the party leader. And it is the party leader speaking. I am the presidential candidate for ODM if ODM decides that it goes it alone. So anybody who is preparing himself to go for presidential election in ODM, I think is misplaced. If they want to go for presidential candidacy, they should look for another party. But this particular party, the presidential candidacy is already decided by its own constitution.
And the third order which ODM party has issued to the members is that they want to strengthen the party. As a matter of fact, they are saying they want to focus more on mass recruitment of members as they prepare for some upcoming by-elections and ahead of 2027 general election. Ladies and gentlemen, what are some of the immediate problems facing ODM party? I don't want to talk about that for now, but in this video, I want to reveal to you guys what really forced ODM party to suspend any coalition talks with President William Ruto. Before I do that, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind ODM party about 2 things. Number 1, William Ruto is not just an ordinary politician. William Ruto is very shrewd. And you can't use blackmail on William Ruto. What ODM party is trying to do, in my view, they're trying to blackmail President William Ruto. And they're doing that because they realized that the president is now desperate, especially after he was kicked out or he was humiliated in Nyandarua. So they know that in the mountain, Uhuru and Rigathi are united. And therefore, William Ruto is desperate for their support. In my yesterday's video, I opined on this channel that ODM is the party which is going to make William Ruto lose in the next election because they are not decided. I'm talking of the ODM, which is Oburu wing. And the second thing I want to tell them is that power hits vacuum.
Our people must be in power. And we want power and we want power for the people.
William Ruto will feel that. Right now they are feeling they are very important. But ODM will be surprised tomorrow if William Ruto starts negotiating. If William Ruto starts negotiating with Kalonzo Musyoka, or even Wamunyoro, or even Edwin Sifuna's group, they will be left on stage. But let us not focus on that. Let us focus on why they don't want to proceed with coalition talks with William Ruto. Number one, ODM party, as we speak today, I'm talking of Oburu Odinga's camp, they are living in fear. The fear of Linda Wananchi. The fear of Edwin Sifuna and James Agri Bob Orengo. Anybody who's been studying the political developments in the Republic of Kenya, since the death of Raila Amolo Odinga, the Oburu camp has been missing something. But Edwin Sifuna's camp are getting some things right. For example, Sifuna's camp went to Kitengela. They were received so well, without mobilizing. They went to Kakamega. They were received so well. They are going to Nakuru. I can predict the kind of reception. And their messaging has been resonating so well with most of ODM supporters. And the truth is, most of these people following Edwin Sifuna are members of ODM party. Oburu Odinga has not held political activity for the past few weeks. You've not seen them. Gladys, Wanga, you've not seen them. The last time they held political rallies, they were good rallies, but you could feel that something was really missing. So they fear that the Oburu group, so they fear that the Sifuna group is running away with the narrative. And the narrative is ODM party is a big political party, and therefore you cannot just tell them they're not going to run for the presidency. And that's why they're telling Kenyans, we have to run for the presidency. Number two, these guys also are going for these negotiations after they were exposed. They already told the president that we are not going to go for your seat. You only want the DP. Sifuna, the group, are telling people that, we have to run. So for me, the fear of Sifuna, Orengo, and Babu running away with ODM supporters is worrying these guys. And that's why they're putting those conditions. Number two, and this is something which I'm told they really discussed at length. They want William Ruto to allow them to take charge of voter registration in ODM strongholds. Because currently, there's massive voter registration ongoing in Nyanza. But it's spearheaded by Raymond Omolo. And that's why Raymond Omolo is one of their biggest threats. So they want to be in charge of those voter registration. They want to know that, okay, we are registering voters. And for me, I'm looking at it and I don't understand why, for example, if Raymond Omolo or the government is registering more Luos to get IDs and subsequently get voters card, how that should be their worry. Probably they are trying to figure out the cost implications and how they can use their networks to control. Like political players have interest. If someone is registering voters, for political players, they may want certain areas only to be registered. Because, for example, let's say I come from Nyakach and I want to run for the MP for Nyakach. By the way, I come from one of the smallest clans, and because our constituency is more so clan politics, I cannot run there. But if I were to register voters, I'll start with my village, then look at the other area where I have a bit of support, then you ensure they are registered. Where you face serious challenge, you don't register people. So probably this is what they are figuring out. And importantly, this war is about controlling the 2027 presidential campaigns. The resources, pesa. These guys want to zone. And they don't just want to zone to win. They want to zone to control the campaign resources. So that if, for example, let's say 600 million will be allocated for campaigns in Homa Bay. Then ODM will be in charge of that. This is what they're pushing for. And lastly, I think they're also trying to figure out how to correct the mistakes which they've already committed. One of the mistakes they committed was to commit to support William Ruto prematurely. Even if they knew Raila was going to support Ruto, that's the fact. I know Raila. Raila was going to support William Ruto in 2027. But he never committed. Even when he was pushed, he would only say, hii kitu inaenda mpaka 2027. It's only at one point where he said that they will be judged at that time and that they will be able to explain to Kenyans why they did it. But these guys, after Raila's death, they were like Tutam already. Without even figuring out these things that they're now trying to fix. One of the things they should have placed on the table for Ruto before committing was, we want to zone. We don't want UDA in our strongholds. That should have been the first thing. Then they tell Ruto that apart from that, we want ODM to be strengthened. So we don't want your money. Just release the political parties' funds owed to ODM by the government. That was enough. But now, they've already gone ahead. Now they're trying to fix it backward, which for me might not really work. I don't know what to think, but that's my take. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.